Support for the show can be you. Go to patreon.lux.b and sign up there to get access to ad-free shows and a lot of other behind-the-scenes goodies. Lux Media just relaunched the merch shop, and there's a lot of new stuff going up all the time. Shop.lvx.be and get yourself hooked up. Patreon subscribers, that's patreon.lvx.be, get 20% off codes every single month. So it's ad-free and it's discounts. I don't know what else more you want.
We don't do that here.
But the cream rises to the top.
Oof. Loose and limber. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fucking party time. Ultimate fucking casuals. We be here. We are in there. My name is Leo, joined by the homies Nathan, Isaac. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Oh, we know you're doing well after the result of the Super Bowl last night.
It's not my team, but I was very happy that they won. I just did not, dude. I did not want the Chiefs to get
the triple.
the 3-P.
Yeah, we were saved. We can rejoice. Armageddon has been pushed back at least a couple of years.
Yeah, that's like a 3-P. It just means like the end of the universe. Like not being allowed to happen, especially by Mahomes.
Who was it? I was talking to Benji in Discord, and he doesn't follow like mainstream sports at all. So he's like, "What the hell do I say?" Because people are gonna ask me tomorrow, and I don't know what to talk about. So gave him this like a short blurb. It was Mahomes made a lot of mistakes that you wouldn't expect of him because he's supposed to be super elite. Travis Kelce was like completely useless. I hope Taylor Swift dumps him. Saquon Barkley could have had a better game, but it kind of didn't matter because Jalen Hurts was just firing on all cylinders the whole time. Is that a good assessment?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it just sort of got railroaded. Like Chiefs just didn't really do anything that entire game.
And not until the starters got pulled.
Yeah, basically. The craziest thing for me was Mahomes was sacked like 6 times or something like that, or he was pressured on like, I don't know, some absurd number of dropbacks, and the Eagles didn't blitz once.
Yeah,
They
was
let their
insane.
front 4 eat, and it's the game over right there. If you win in the trenches, it's very hard to lose.
we're feasting. I posted it in the chat as well, but like, yeah, up until when it was like sometime in the third quarter, the Eagles had more points than the Chiefs had yards.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
I've
that
never
is
heard
like
of that
crazy
happening.
statistic.
That is
Like
wild.
I was baffled when I saw that.
I couldn't help but admire your, I don't know, hesitance to celebrate. Just, it's still Patrick Mahomes. Let's wait until the fucking final. I was about to say final bell, but the whistle.
You know what is
Yeah.
nice about this to kind of offset this era of Chiefs dominance is that there's a real debate as to whether or not this is his worst Super Bowl loss. So we have plenty of content to, if we want to keep dragging the Chiefs a little bit, because they've been the victim of 2 blowouts in the Super Bowl.
Brady did him dirty as well.
That was
in
when
21.
he was with the Bucks. That's right.
Yeah.
As much as I'd like to keep railing on the Chiefs, every time I just had the urge to tag Chief and say, "Hey, what's wrong with your people? They need help." Not sure he would appreciate it though. It's all good though. Oh, what a good. I don't really care for either of those teams, but man, that was still great. That was very enjoyable. Did Kendrick Lamar suck? Everyone's saying that he didn't have a good show. I thought he did okay.
As far as halftime shows go,
Oh yeah,
I don't think it was like that good, but I mean, it was all right. I wouldn't say it was trash or anything like that, but as far as like halftime shows go, it's definitely not up there like all time or anywhere close. The whole
Probably,
like,
like-
on Drake was intriguing though. Mid halftime show.
Yeah, but I think it was also exactly what you would have expected from a Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance. So like nothing mind blowing. It just was.
Yeah.
Mm.
Was it Serena Williams sea walking? That was interesting.
Yeah.
But enough Super Bowl talk, I suppose. Now let's move into the left lane of the MMA stuff with a little bit of boxing chatter. The David Civil War on the first. Before we get to the main event, this is the co-main WBC featherweight title. Featherweight is 126 in boxing. I'm gonna be a little bit braggadocious here. Stephen fucking Fulton. Another title in Philly. Stephen Fulton gets the job done over Brandon Figueroa. Took him to school is, I think, the best way to put it. That was, I think, an early runner for Masterclass. That was incredible.
Masterclass, like you said.
And another, is this beatdown or Masterclass territory? Because David Benavidez just, I think from the third or fourth round on, it was all one-way traffic.
Minus a small blip in the 11th round, but for the most part, yes. I don't know, because even though it was, even though like the scorecard ended up being pretty lopsided, like I think I only gave Morrell 2 rounds. Like the first 7 were extremely competitive, especially like round 4 was like where both of them got hurt. Like that was really awesome stuff. But it was just, you know, when you go to war with someone like Benavidez, like some of the notes I took down, I mean, the guy's like a freight train. Like once he gets going, you can't really stop him. And unless you like actually rock him, he's going to keep throwing. And even if you do rock him, if you don't put him out, his recovery time is insane. Like there is almost, like, I don't know if I've ever thought this before, but there is a Golovkin sort of vibe to Benavidez, the way he, you know, stalks forward and applies constant pressure. And I mean, Morrell just was not able to keep up with that. He had some good moments, though. He definitely didn't get, I don't know if I would say he got dominated, but I think he comported himself well in the face of a truly elite fighter.
The Golovkin comparison is pretty good. I've heard it before, but I never really thought too much on it until this one. This was where, like, another thing that Golovkin does that Benavidez does as well is if you tag him while he's coming at you, he like fucking smiles and laughs at you. Like what you did, like that isn't shit to me. Do you want to try again? That was
the psycho eyes.
Yeah,
man.
The psycho look, man.
The psycho eyes.
What's next for Benavidez? Like he's got to be up for the winner of the next undisputed fight, right?
This is the thing, though. Turkey was saying that if Bivol wins, they're gonna do the trilogy.
Oh, that's right. He did say that.
I don't know what's gonna happen with Benavidez, honestly. He should be fighting for
I
the
think
title.
he really should be fighting Canelo, but due to what Canelo's current path is, which is fighting, I think, what is it, William Skull to get back to 168 undisputed, and then he's fighting Crawford in September.
Yep.
Like,
yeah,
he's basically iced out of a Canelo fight until at least, 2026. But if the undisputed against the at 175 comes up, I would think that would be an even better fight.
I would.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is just like the timing. Like, is Benavidez really gonna wait until, like, let's say Bivol wins? Is Benavidez really gonna wait out until Bivol and Beterbiev fight again for a trilogy and then challenge?
Well, does he have any alternative besides that? I don't think he would move up at this point, right?
Joshua Buatsi, that winner is the WBO
winner.
mandatory.
Oh,
Because
because he may just take a mandatory fight.
Yeah.
Because Benavidez has like 3 of the 4 interim belts, no?
He has the
Or
regular,
something.
the Reggie WBA, the interim WBC. If he were to beat the Smith Buatsi winner, he'd have 3. He'd be triple mandatory, undisputed mandatory challenger almost.
I guess that's the. I mean, he kills whoever wins at a Buatsi and Callum Smith. He absolutely demolishes them. Yeah, I mean, the idea would be if Bivol wins, Benavidez just like fights him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, Turkey seems adamant that will not happen if Bivol wins. So we will see.
Maybe expect some funny business on the cards then to guarantee the trilogy.
Yeah.
But that's it for the boxing recap. moving into some previews. This is still on the boxing side. Just really quick, there's a top rank card, has some pretty good fights on it. The ultimate fucking prospects are all having some trouble. Peyton Talbot, obviously. Abdullah Mason is fighting on the 14th. I think that he had a bad night. I think let's reserve judgment here. Let's wait a little bit before we determine if he sucks or not.
I'm hyped to see him back.
Me too. I'm hopeful that he's gonna put it back together. Capping it off, WBO 135 title, Dennis Baranchik versus Keyshawn Davis. Enough boxing. MMA time. On the first UFC Fight Night 250, this was in Riyadh. From the bottom up, Hamdi Abdel Wahab gets the win, Egyptian man, over Jamal Pogues. That was a split decision. Man, Jamal, have you tried being infantry instead?
But he's not in the UFC anymore, by the way.
He got cut.
He got cut, yeah.
Wait, who got cut?
Pogues.
Jamal Pogues.
He put a video online saying he got robbed. I think just in general the fight was boring, so the UFC was like, we can't let this slide, even though you lost and maybe you should have won. This fight was so boring that someone has to pay.
Moving up, Bogdan Grad gets the stoppage win in the second over Lucas Alexander. That was at featherweight. Yasmin Yazdavicius. Did I get that wrong?
Ooh, that's a name right there.
It is. She gets the UD over Mayra Bueno Silva. That is a rank climber right there, because I know Mayra's up there. She's like in the bottom of the top 10, I think.
Yeah, I mean she fought Pena for the belt, no?
And she also fought Holly Holm and beat her. I remember that much.
She fought someone. Yeah, she fought.
Pennington.
Oh no, Pennington. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I remember she gassed like after the first round. It was sort of hilarious.
Moving up at lightweight, Terrence McKinney gets the win in the first stoppage over Damir Hadzovic. I think I got you right there, buddy. Shamil Gaziev beats Thomas Peterson in the first by stoppage. Heavyweights. Muhammad.
That's a name, by the way.
Which?
Gaziev.
Gaziev?
Heavyweight. This dude looks good for heavyweight. I mean, he looks good in the realm of heavyweights, which is like a pretty low bar, but like he does sort of stand out.
Interesting. Well, it's good to have another wrinkle added to it instead of just like the same, I don't know, 3 people. Oh, cool. He's from Bahrain. I've never seen anyone that's from there.
Yeah, maybe. How many fights into his UFC career is he at this point?
Let's check here.
Looks like that was his 4th.
Definitely have to keep an eye on him. We'll see. Hopefully, in the next 12 months, the UFC heavyweight title gets decided on, and then maybe we can start landscaping the rest of the division for up and comers.
Yeah, it's barren. It is barren at heavyweight.
Lost to Rosenstrike. That's, I don't know. That can't be good. Yeah, that can't be good.
Well, Rosenstrike isn't the worst fighter to ever exist, although he got, embarrassed in his most recent fight.
Got cut.
You see, Gaziev is 11 right now.
Yeah, Gaziev moved up,
Okay.
So that's cool.
See them doing Eric Lewis versus Gaziev. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, do it in Bahrain. Then
I don't know.
Lewis'
I don't
boss
think they're
could
gonna
be
Bahrain.
really hot. Capping off the prelims, Muhammad Naimov gets the UD over Kaan Ofli. Fun. This is a good one. I telling people to keep an eye on him. Fares Siam, lightweight out of France, gets the win over Mike Davis. Good stuff. If you're not watching Fares, you should be. Are the Eagles on a skid here? Said Nurmagomedov drops the ball, UD to Vinicius Oliveira.
Oh, he gassed. He had a similar cardio issue. Said, I think he was like middle of the second round, he was done. He had taken a good amount of body damage, I think. He was just exhausted. I remember the third round, he was gasping for air. They're having some sort of cardio issues at Ego FC at the moment. I don't know what change is going to happen, if they're going to hire like a new strength and conditioning coach or, find a different source for steroids. But
well, I guess it just depends on what the cause is, because it's if it's staph infection and they're just hiding it, like there's this amazing new invention that they could use. It's called soap, and they could put that on the mat, and then they won't have to deal with staph infections anymore. But
you mean you're not supposed to roll around in the sweat?
No, I don't think that's the
makes
wisest
you
thing
tough.
you could do.
Yeah, they think it makes you tough. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, bro, it was bad. Like, he was super gassed. Umar, he gassed, but it wasn't this bad. This is, by the way, this is Said's like second loss as well. So Igor, I think he has the majority of the losses for like Team Khabib or that entire camp.
He's everyone's boot cleaner then, right?
Yeah,
His place in the totem pole.
He's the one that has to mop the mats.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
He should be.
Job for him.
God, well, if he mops as hard as he fights, no wonder they all get staph.
I say he gasses just so they need to start timing him.
There's another good invention called antibiotics. God, they're so gross every time I think about it. Moving up, Sergey Pavlovich gets the UD over Jairzinho Rosenstrike, and he got cut, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, dog, this fight was boring.
Yeah, I remember that.
I thought Pavlovich was gonna come in and like knock this dude out. I mean, I was telling people this fight was gonna end in round one just because historically that's how Pavlovich fights, but that is not. He was throwing takedowns. Like I've never seen him do that.
Yeah, this felt like he definitely wanted to fight safe. He's coming off a 2-fight losing streak. He's in there against an opponent that he's significantly better than, but still has knockout power. And so he's like, I'm going to just go through my paces and just get the W the easy way. That seemed to be his strategy, it's disappointing if you wanted Pavlovich to be a serious title contender again, which he still can be, but right now he just looked he definitely looked like he had lost a step. And if that was just cautiousness, that makes sense, but we're not going to know that until his next fight.
Yeah, I mean, he just seemed to have like less firepower even. Like, I don't know. I understand what you're saying about him playing it safe, but I don't know if that'll work too well for him at the elite level. Just because, I don't know, he doesn't strike me as some sort of gifted boxer. His whole thing is, I'm going to overwhelm you.
He doesn't seem to strike anyone.
Yeah, dude, it was. I mean, he landed on Rosenstruck a few times, but Rosenstruck wasn't even hurt.
Moving up to a disappointment, Shara Magomedov drops the ball, loses to Michael Page, MVP by UD. I think Michael Page demonstrated he still has a good amount of his like speed and reflexes, and I think Magomedov didn't know how to adapt to someone who can strike better than him. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, this is like the similar issue that like at 170 fighters were having with Wonderboy Thompson. Like, it's just such a hard style to combat, just because like in this case, Michael Page, he can close distance so fast, and by the time he finishes like the work he's doing on the inside and you like think about coming back, he's already stepped out of range.
Yeah,
like it's insane to fight him. And like, I mean, most of the time with Wonder Boy, people would just take him down, but Magomedov isn't exactly known for his, wrestling.
Yeah.
This was a master class.
It was disappointing.
And it was.
I was really hoping Chara would pull it off.
It's also reminiscent of a different era of the UFC where like you'd have a specialist like Michael Page that was like supremely skilled in one aspect, right? And you're going against an opponent who is very, very skilled in different ways. And when you have that kind of matchup, like you get really lopsided decisions like that. Like even though Shera is really, really good and he has a long runway to kind of make his way up to the top, like, man, you get the wrong matchup and against a specialist that's like excellent distance control. I'm not going to let you take me down. You're not going to get close. You're not going to have any kind of mid-range boxing. I'm not going to even give you the look, right? Like that's, and for a younger guy like Shara, like he's just not fought enough strikers to really know how to deal with that. It's probably the first time he's ever seen a style like that. So, good on Page, but definitely not. It doesn't knock off Shara's stock for me too much. I mean, it was just a bad matchup for him in hindsight.
I was seeing something. I don't know if the report was true or not. Against, if it's a pure striking match with someone not named Michael Venom Page, or that karate type style, his fights are electric, man. Like
They are.
He's such a good striker. Yeah, Michael Venom Page's reach is sort of egregious.
Yeah.
Like it is visibly like you can see it, and it's just a very unique build.
What was his what's his reach? Do you know that off the top of your head?
It says 79 inches.
God.
79 inches at how tall is he? 6 foot? 6'2"? 6'3". That's crazy. That's a long guy.
Yep.
That's like one of the longest reaches for the majority of middleweight too. And this dude fights at 170, so at 170 it's even more noticeable.
Dude's wingspan is like a couple inches longer than he is tall. Crazy.
It reminds me of this NFL player. I think his name was Calvin Johnson. A while ago, he was on the Lions. His wingspan is almost the size of a 2-car garage. So that's the window that you have to pass it to him, and he'll probably get it.
My gosh.
That was wild. But that's it for MVP. Main event. Is that it for Israel Adesanya? Dead Sanya, I've been calling him. It's been great. Nasruddin Imavov gets a stoppage in the beginning of the second round. I'm trying to not make hyperbole out of this. What can realistically happen for Adesanya from here?
As far as like big fights go, I guess they could do the Strickland rematch just because like there's a storyline there. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Izzy is getting near a title again.
Probably not.
Yeah, I think in terms of sellable fights, like you have Strickland, that's about it. But he may not even want that fight. He may want a fight that is more winnable. Because I mean, we'll get to Strickland eventually, but I still think if they made that fight tomorrow, I'm not sure who I'd pick. It'd be close. And realistically, he's not going to be a title contender ever again. He's more likely to be, a stepping stone for some other rival. And so if he really wants to fight again, if he wants to have that moment where he can, get a win and then lay down his gloves, they can, serve him up someone lower in the rankings. But it's either that or retire. If he takes any kind of competitive fight, I would be worried. Because his chin is clearly cracked at this point. And me getting knocked out the way he did.
Yeah, Kyle Bahalio might actually KO him again, like pretty brutally.
Oh yeah, he does not need to be in that fight. That would be horrific.
Yeah, I'm looking at the rankings right now. What about like a rematch with Paulo Costa?
Paulo Costa wouldn't be terrible. They're both on the same career trajectory. But I mean, you give him maybe Costa, maybe you give him. It actually would be fun. It would be a little bit of high risk, but the odds of him getting a knockout are high if he fought Michel Pereira.
Oh, you were close to where I was
that's a
thinking.
winnable fight. Yeah, I think Anthony Hernandez would beat him, but yeah, Michel Peredo, that'd be a fun striking match actually.
I was gonna say Bo Nickel.
Well, if you wanted to give Bo Nickel a stepping stone, he would probably.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it would be a decision, I would think, but he would definitely beat Izzy.
Give Bo Nickel the win, and then you give Izzy like a retirement fight. Let him go out on a win himself.
I honestly don't think he'll retire. He hasn't shown any signs that he's gonna retire. Like he's already been talking about getting back in the lab and saying he felt good against Imavov. But yeah, whoever they match him up with is gonna be interesting. Just because they gotta be very careful with who they match him up. Just because I don't know. I mean, Vittori maybe. I know Vittori was joking about it online, and they already fought. But maybe, yeah. I feel like you're gonna have a hard time convincing Adesanya as well, going that far down. Yeah.
Now for Imavov, what we said before, at least what I had said before coming into this was, put up or shut up. It's time to see what you're if you're actually as good as you say you are. And without question, he's jumped up he was at 5th, and now he's jumped up to 2nd in the rankings. I'm not sure. It's probably just not updated yet. Strickland's still at number 1, but Chimaev is clearly going to be the next one up, right? For the belt?
Yeah, 100%.
So what does Imavov do in the meantime?
I mean...
Wait?
Look at the rankings.
The thing is, DDP would still have to be matched up against Kamzat. That's going to take some time.
Yeah.
He could wait. I mean, if he really wanted to, he could wait, but he has to be, fine with being out of the ring or the octagon further. I'd say it'd be probably a year and some change.
Almost a year. I was going to go 8 months to a year that he's going to have to wait.
Yeah.
I would say if the UFC has balls and doesn't want to play these cash cow games, they should make a Kyle Barala matchup. I think that would be sick.
Alio would. I think he beats Imavov. That'd be a fun fight, though. I think.
Man, that's tough, but that's good. That's a really good matchup.
Is you could call that for the number 1 contender? Well, I mean, Strickland is current. Well, it's kind of jumping on. Oh, it's not updated yet. Okay, we'll see where he falls, but they should call that fight for the number 1 contender, and then let Dricus and Hamzat's fight play out.
And then, Imavov versus Baralio for the contender.
That would be excellent. That'd be amazing.
Eliminator.
Because
those are the 2 top guys on.
Is he okay after that jaw break? I don't know.
He's already training.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, he's probably able to fight, but he doesn't deserve a number 1 contender fight.
Yeah,
because he just lost.
You're right.
I don't even know who you matched Whitaker against, honestly, but yeah, I mean, he'll get a fight at some point, probably summer of this year or something like that.
Adesanya versus Whitaker in UFC 5 PlayStation. They play as themselves.
Yeah, I would say they already said that they're buddy now.
They're friends now. Again. Yeah, they're not gonna fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Middleweight is intriguing, man. I'm telling you that there's a few little tidbits here that I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how middleweight actually unfolds.
Yeah, definitely. Woof. Anything more for that fight night card? All right. Where's my shit? Here we go. This will do. Support for this episode is from Carnivore Snacks. One snack that I think most people can agree on is jerky. When I was in Afghanistan, it was my go-to whenever I needed something that had a bit of heft, but I didn't really have time to sit down and eat a meal. So, jerky brands, they come and go, and while the big players are still out there, let me put you on game about Carnivore Snacks. 2 ingredients: meat, salt. This is the jerky for people who appreciate the power of raw simplicity. This isn't your gas station grab-and-go bullshit. This here is savory beef, seasoned by the one essential mineral that sharpens the flavor and preserves the meat. No frills or fancy marinades, just unadulterated flavor. My first order was the ribeye. It's my favorite cut of steak. And goodness fucking gracious. The marbling on the jerky was immaculate. Carnivore Snacks did it up right. So ditch the candy-coated schoolboy fuckery and embrace the primal satisfaction and purity of beef and salt. Get 15% off every order from Carnivore Snacks. Help us out a little bit in the process by going to csnacks.lux.be. That's csnax.lvx.be. Get 15% off every order today. All right, into our previews here. Really quickly, one Friday Fights 97. No, I'm not going to be mentioning everything. I'm going to be mentioning a few just because the names are a fucking trip. That's really it. So here's just cherry picking from the bottom up. Grand Prix Noi PK Sanchai. What the shit? Grand Prix is your name? All right. Wait, it says Emily Chong. It's Atomweight Muay Thai. And this lady is named Junior? What? Tong Lampoon FA Group. Nitikorn JP Power. This is wonderful. Keep doing this, Thailand.
This is crazy.
Last one. This is in the main event. The guy Kong Suk is one of the guys. The other one is Lam Nam Moonlek TDED99. The number's 99. Is that T dead to dead 99? What is happening? I'm guessing you have to pronounce the number in Thai for it to make sense. But it doesn't make sense to me. So sorry, guys.
Yeah, I don't know what they're cooking over there.
Are these actual like someone named their son this, or is this like, you know, when you have a little like fight name or whatever, like a little nickname?
Both.
So
I think
someone
they
named
their name.
random motherfucker out there named their kid Grand Prix PK something or other.
Yeah.
Grand Pinoy.
Grand Pinoy.
Grand Prix Noi. I'm thinking like that's what I was saying like the other time that this came up. I don't get it. I thought that they're like they just go by first names and they just put like their gym or like their sponsor as their last name. Like you see a lot of Fairtex, Sanchai, that type of stuff. But then they start doing it with their first names too. And I don't know what to do anymore. Like this dude's name is Nitikorn, that's his given name, but he goes by JP Power. Don't they?
It's like a Power Rangers name.
Don't they
Big
do?
Paul.
Oh, it's
Jake Paul Power. No.
That's One Friday Fights 97. Yeah. This is going to be on the morning of the 14th. So if you want to have something to watch before you get to the boxing in the evening, there you go. It's always fun knockouts. Always. So moving on though. UFC Fight Night 251. I'm keeping numbers these days. This one's at the Apex. So I'm going to go from the bottom up. Julia Avila, 12th at bantamweight versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti, 13th. Dontel Mays versus Walter Walker at heavyweight. Vince Morales versus Elijah Smith at bantam. Gabriel Bonfim versus Chaos Williams. Man, that is an excellent name. At welterweight.
Dude, that's a good fight, by the way, too.
Is it?
Like these two are just like toe to toe. I mean, I say this, and it's probably gonna end up being a shit fight, just because that's normally how it works out. But historically, both of these guys are like really fun fighters to watch.
I think in the Pick'em League, I went with Williams just because his name is Chaos.
He's got serious power.
Rafael Estevam versus Jesus Aguilar, flyweights. Jared Gordon versus Kaue Fernandes, lightweight. And capping off the prelims, Angela Hill, 13th at strawweight versus Ketlin Sosa. So that's fun. All right, main card. Connor Matthews versus Jose Delgado at featherweight. Rodolfo Vieira, because there's two I's in there. That one tripped me up. Andre Petrosky at middle. Ismail Bonfim. Is he related to Gabriel?
Yeah, they're brothers, actually.
Cool. Nazim Sadikov at lightweight. Edmund Shabazian versus Dylan Butka at middle. Calvin 10th versus Yusuf Zalal at featherweight. That's
a crazy fight.
Yeah, you were saying that Zalal's like hot prospect. He's from Morocco, and
Yeah, I think the UFC are like pretty high on him at the moment, and like he's had some fun fights, quick finishes.
what's the deal with Is he a solid?
He
test,
is.
or-
Yeah, like he's beat Giga Chikadze. He fought Max Holloway. I mean, Max Holloway sort of dominated him whenever they fought. But like Calvin Kattar is sort of a veteran at this point. He's fought a lot of good names.
Cater.
So this is like a true like test for Zalal.
Good.
If he can't beat Calvin Kattar, then it's gonna be a pretty. I'd say it's gonna be a pretty big blow to like any like quick title aspirations.
Tough break, homie. PFL, Middle East, and North Africa is always looking for people. And in the main event, Gregory Rodriguez takes on 8th rated middleweight Jared Cannonier. I think I put in the pick league that I'm going with Rodriguez. I might change that to Cannonier, just because completely unrelated reasons to fighting. Who's Gregory Rodriguez? Have we seen him before?
Yeah, he's this like big dude. They call him RoboCop.
I remember that
He,
nickname.
yeah, he's pretty like, you know, if you slip up, he's gonna KO you. The Cannoneer, he's fought so many good people. I mean, he went the distance with Adesanya. He's fought Whitaker. I mean, he has a lot of names under his resume. He's starting to get older now. I mean, I think he's
40.
He's 40 or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's been 40 for a little bit, going on 41.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with RoboCop, I think.
Oh,
in this
Cannonier's
fight.
a little, yeah.
Yeah, so, and I don't know. I'm gonna favor Rodriguez, but I don't know. I mean, Canada's experience might carry him. I don't know. We might have this situation where he's just gonna decide that he's not ready to be washed yet. But
He
we'll
has
see.
had those kinds of moments where even though he loses, he still makes it a hell of a fight. Like, you got to really earn it over him.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in the Whitaker fight, Whitaker clean head kick landed, fully rocked him. He somehow, I mean, it could have been stopped. He survived, and then started coming back and was actually like taking it to Whitaker a little bit in the same round. So I mean, it's gonna be hard to fully put him out, I think.
Yeah, it definitely could be a time for a bit of a passing of the guard here because, I mean, Cannonier is so... He's been through a lot. He's an old 40
Yeah, he is.
at 25 fights in, so I don't know. We'll see.
That's it for
This is
the
an
previews.
okay little fight night.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, yeah.
Not a whole lot on the boxing side on this day either. All right. One more time. You've been listening to the Ultimate Effin' Casuals, a Lux Media production. If you'd like to give your thoughts, or you need to let us know how terrible you think our takes are, you can duck us and text our anonymous line at 833-589-7637. If you want to stand on your business, send a voice message or send a voice note in WhatsApp, and we'll see if you're interesting enough to make the final cut of the show. 833-LUXPODS. If you prefer to hit us up on social media, the account name is LVX Media Net, all one word. That's on YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky, all of that bullshit. If you can't find us, chances are we're not on it. A lot of stuff gets cut out from the final releases, so if you want the raw audio exactly as it's recorded, look us up on Patreon. LVX Media Net, just like everywhere else. Patreon's also where you could get some ad-free versions, as well as behind-the-scenes content. Even if you don't sign up on Patreon, you can still help us out if you check out our ad sponsors. Or you can leave a rating on whatever app you're listening on, would really help a lot. And last but not least, you can check out the new merch shop, and new stuff is going up all the time. That's shop.lux.b. The metal intros by Anders Janhunen, the jazzy intros by Afternoon, the outros by Middle of Nowhere Beats, and for more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lvxmedia.net. Right, we're going into Fight Night 251, Friday Fights 97, with T-Dead 99 and JP Power and Associates. Grand Pinoy. Wonderful. What are we feeling for some parting words?
I'm gonna say, you know, people in Thailand need to chill out a little bit with these names.
That's what I'm saying.
They gotta stay a little bit more conventional. I mean, it's okay to be a little bit outlandish every once in a while, but calm down slightly, man. Just bring it back
Just
at least a few
little
notches.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a little bit of non-fighting news, I would just say rejoice that the Kansas City Chiefs are not a 3-time Super Bowl champion. I know our podcast has nothing to do with football, but you believe me, if that had happened, they would have made it your business. So rejoice for that. We get to focus on fighting and not Patrick Mahomes.
Ugh. I don't know if I would have even brought up the Super Bowl if they had won, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would not have talked about it.
I wouldn't have wanted to talk about it. But yeah. Still, Discord was fun. It was trying to call the game in like boxing terms or MMA terms. It's like that was a 10-8 round for a good play or something.
He's not getting up, Jim.
Yeah, he's not getting up. What was there was a shitty penalty like right at the very beginning, and
Yeah.
it was I think that was
On AJ Brown.
right. They called it a pass interference, even though they were both flapping at each other.
Yeah.
I was like, that's like the ref calls your KD a slip. You had it, and nah,
Yeah. That was whack. That was whack.
that's all right though. Oh, I think I've been putting everything in the. I re-recorded all like the outro stuff, so I know that everything I would normally say is in there already. So instead, what is the shit that Jerry Springer says? Be good to each other or something like that. Whatever. It's not worth it. I'll find out later. We are out of this bitch. We will see you on the other side of Fight Night 251.
Yeah, that's it.
Peace.